Hi, this is Emma and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you the basics of my Hearts Mile a Minute blanket. For this project, you will need DK yarn, and I'll list the amounts in the description below, a 4mm crochet hook, scissors and a darning needle. Let's begin. To start, we're going to pop a slip knot on our hook and we are going to chain 18. So we have our chain of 18. If you're following along with the chart on screen, you will see that at the bottom we have the dark arrow, and that's where we are starting. We've worked all of our chains, which are the circles along the bottom, and then we have 2 chains up the side on row 1, and that is the 2 skipped chains that we're going to be skipping when we work into the 3rd chain from the hook. So I like to work in the back bump, so I'm going to flip my chain over and you can see we have 1, 2 and then the 3rd back bump. So I'm going to work a double crochet, so that's yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, and we'll have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And we have 2 stitches because these chain 2s count as a stitch. So you can see from the chart that we just have a row of double crochets. So I'm going to work 1 double crochet in every chain along. So that's our last double crochet worked into the chains. And we will have a total of 17 stitches, and that is including the chain 2 at the beginning. So moving on to row 2, you can see on our chart that we are going to chain 2. We'll turn our work. This chain 2 counts as a stitch, so our first proper double crochet will be worked into the 2nd stitch of the row. And this row again is just 1 double crochet in every stitch along. So we're coming up to the end of the row. We've worked into the last double crochet, and then remember the chain 2 at the end does count as a stitch, so we need to work into the top of that chain 2. And for this first row, I like to catch both loops of the chain, and we'll just work a double crochet into there. So at the end of row 2, we just have 2 straight rows of double crochet. Moving on to row 3, we're going to chain 2. We'll turn our work and we're going to work 2 double crochets. So remember, this has already been counted as a stitch, so we want 2 more double crochets. And now we're going to start shaping the bottom of our heart. So we want to work 1 half double crochet, so that's yarn over, insert and pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. We then want to work a single crochet in the next stitch. So that's insert, pull up a loop. You'll have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. We then want to work a slip stitch in the next stitch. So that's insert, pull up a loop and then continue pulling through that last loop on your hook. And this is just decreasing the sizes of the stitches to create the bottom of our V. Now, it doesn't look very obvious at the moment, but once you have the other rows in, you will begin to see it. So we're going back up the other side of the V for our heart. Single crochet, half double crochet, and then we will double crochet to the end of the row. and then working into the top of the chain 2 for that last stitch. So here you can see at the end of row 3 we have the dip for the bottom of the heart. Moving on to row 4, we're going to chain 2, we'll turn our work, and we're going to work 8 double crochets. So these double crochets will be stacked on top of the previous double crochets. So we've come to our V of the heart. We are going to chain 1. We're now going to create a picot stitch. So to do this, I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to slip stitch into that first chain of the 3. So we'll have 4 chains in total, but we want to slip stitch into the 3rd chain. We're then going to chain 2. We're going to skip 5 stitches, so we'll skip the half double crochet, the single crochet, the slip stitch, the single crochet and the half double crochet, and we're going to double crochet into that first double crochet that we come to, and we'll finish the row, and it will be 3 double crochets in total. So 2 in the normal stitches, and then that final one worked in the top of the chain 2. And at the end of row 4 you'll have something that looks like this, and at the moment our picot is facing up, which is correct. On the next row we will force it down. So moving on to row 5, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. We're going to work 2 double crochets into the stitches. We've come to our chain space. We're going to work 2 double crochets into the chain space before our picot stitch. So just going directly into the chain space. So we'll have 5 stitches before our picot. We're then going to fold our picot down, so pushing it from back to front, and we're going to locate the center of our picot. It can be a little bit fiddly. We're going to double crochet into the center of that picot. And that's just going to force your picot to lay down. We want 2 double crochets into the chain space after the picot. And then we're just going to finish the row with a double crochet in each stitch until the end. So at the end of row 5, we've made our first heart. Moving on to row 6, we just want to chain 2, turn our work and double crochet in every stitch to the end. Making sure that that last stitch is worked into the top of the chain 2. Moving on to row 7, we're going to chain 2, turn our work. We're now going to start our second heart. So we have our chain 2 and we are going to double crochet 8. We're then going to work our V for the heart, so we'll work 1 half double crochet, 1 single crochet, a slip stitch, a single crochet, half a double crochet, and then we'll double crochet to the end of the row, with that last double crochet being worked into the top of the chain 2. So we've created the V for our second heart. Moving on to row 8, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. We'll work 2 double crochets and we've come to our V of the heart. We'll chain 1. We're going to create a picot, so we'll chain 3, slip stitch into that 3rd chain to create the picot. We'll then chain 2. We're going to skip the 5 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double crochet into the next stitch and then double crochet until the end of the row. Last one into the top of the chain 2. So again, our picot is facing up, but we will push that down on the next row. Moving on to row 9, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. We're going to work 8 double crochets and that will take us to the chain space. We'll work 2 double crochets directly into the chain space before the picot. We'll fold the picot down from back to front, find the center and double crochet into middle. We'll then double crochet 2 stitches into that chain space after the picot and then finish the row with 3 double crochets and that last one being worked into the top of the chain 2. Moving on to row 10, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work, and we're just going to work 1 double crochet into every stitch along. The end of row 10, this is the end of our pattern repeat. So you're just going to keep repeating from row 3 up to 10 for however many pattern repeats that you wish. So you just go ahead and work each repeat until you're happy with the length, fasten off, and then work all of your strips in exactly the same way. So I'm just going to work up another repeat of this pattern just so that we have a decent swatch to work with, and I will show you then how we join the strips. So now all my ends are sewn in, you'll go ahead and make more strips, and you'll just make as many strips as you wish your blanket to be, and then we will join them. When we're joining our strips, we're going to start with the strip that's most on the right. We're going to start here, and then we're going to join each strip to the left of the previous strip. So we just move one out the way. Our first strip is the only strip that we're going to border fully on its own. Every other strip will be joined as we border. So for bordering, we're going to start at the bottom left hand corner. I'm just going to pop a slip knot on my hook and we'll turn our work around. We're going to be starting off with a standing half double crochet. You can, however, join with a slip knot, chain 1 and half double crochet in the first stitch. I just prefer doing standing stitches. So we're going to pop a slip knot on our hook and we've yarned over, and we just need to secure those with our finger. We're going to insert into that first stitch and pull up a loop, and we'll have 3 loops on our hook. Now holding that tail between our fingers, we can let go and we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and that will be our first half double crochet made. We're going to work 1 half double crochet in every stitch along the bottom of our strip. Going back to my starting chain, when I worked my first row of double crochets into the back bump, you can see that I now have V's on the top of my work, exactly the same as the top of my work. I have the V's, so I can see where my stitches are, and I just feel like it gives the same finish on both ends. But that is just preference. So we'll continue to work 1 half double crochet in every stitch along. So we have our chain 2 at the beginning. We do need to work into the base of this chain 2 as it did count as a stitch. So we want to grab both loops of that chain 2, and we have worked along the bottom, and we should have 17 stitches in total. We're going to work our corner, so we'll chain 2 and we'll turn our work, and we're now going to work along the side of our strip. So we're going to locate each stitch on the end, and we're going to be working directly around that last stitch. So we're going to yarn over, insert in between the stitches, pull up a loop and finish our half double crochet off, and we're going to work 2 of those around each row end. So moving up to the next one, we'll work 2, up to the next one we'll work 2, and we'll just keep working 2 half double crochets in each row end up the side of our strip. So we are up to our last row, so we're going to work 2 half double crochets around that row edge, and we've made it all the way up the side of our strip. We'll chain 2 for the corner, and then we're going to work along at the top of our strip, so working 1 half double crochet in each stitch along the top of our strip. Our last stitch will be worked into the top of the chain 2. Make sure you grab both loops of the chain for this one just to make it more stable. We'll chain 2 for the corner, turn our work, and then we'll work down final side of our strip, working the 2 half double crochets into each row end. Work the 2 half double crochets around that last stitch, we'll chain 2, and we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of our first stitch. We'll chain 1 to secure, and we will fasten off. And this is our first strip bordered. So I would suggest sewing in our ends after each border. It just helps with keeping our work neat to stop the tails getting in our way when we are trying to join. However, this is totally your choice, but it does make it a lot easier. So once all of our ends are sewn in on our strip 1, we'll just pop that to one side and we'll bring in our strip 2. So now we have our strip 2, we are going to border and join at the same time. So again, we're going to join our yarn at the bottom left hand corner like we did with strip 1, and we're going to start with a standing half double crochet, or whichever method you prefer. And we'll work 1 half double crochet in every stitch along the bottom of our strip until we reach the end. Remember to work that last stitch in at chain 2. So we'll have our 17 half double crochets along the bottom. We're just going to bring in our strip 1. So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to locate the bottom left hand corner of strip 1. We're going to insert our hook into that chain space from front to back. We'll pull up a loop and we will slip stitch. And this is going to join our 2 pieces together. We're then coming back to strip 2 and we'll work 2 half double crochets around that row end. We're going to go back to strip 1 and we're going to locate our 2 sets of half double crochet clusters. We have our first set and our second set, and we're going to insert our hook front to back in between those clusters, pull up a loop and slip stitch. We'll come back to strip 2 and we'll work our 2 half double crochets around the next row end, back to strip 1 and slip stitch in between the next set of clusters, back to strip 2, half double crochet, twice around that row end, slip stitch between the clusters on strip 1, 2 half double crochets around the next row end on strip 2, and we're just going to repeat this up the side of our strips to join both strips together. And you can see the join that it is giving us. So I'm just going to continue working this up to the top. We're approaching the top. We're doing our last 2 half double crochets around that row end. We're then going to slip stitch into the corner chain 2 space and then chain to turn our corner. We're then going to work along the top, working 1 half double crochet in each stitch and complete bordering this strip as we did with strip 1. And making sure you work that last half double crochet into the chain 2, grabbing both loops of that chain. We'll chain 2 for the corner and then working down the final side with 2 half double crochets around each row edge. Bottom, we're going to chain 2 and then slip stitch to our first half double crochet. Chain 1 to secure and fasten off, and then we'll sew in the ends of this strip, and we're just going to keep repeating that until we've joined all of our strips. And you'll join the next one to the left of this strip, the next one to the left of that strip, until you have all of your strips joined. And you would just make as many strips as you wish your blanket to be wide. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew in all of my ends, and then we'll move on to bordering the blanket. Okay, so all of my ends are sewn in and we are going to work the border around the blanket. So we are going to start in the top right hand corner and we're going to pop a slip knot on our hook. I'm going to find that chain 2 space up in the top corner and we're going to work a standing half double crochet, and again you can use any method that you prefer to join. We'll chain 2 and we'll work another half double crochet into that same corner space. We're then going to work 1 half double crochet along every stitch along the top. And the thing to remember with half double crochets, the top of the loop is just off to the right of the stitch, so this first half double crochet may actually be hidden underneath the half double crochet that you've just worked into the corner, so you might have to just scoot your stitches out of the way to find that. We'll work 1 half double crochet into every stitch. I'm going to do this until we reach the join of our strips. That's our last half double crochet along the strip, and we've come to the chain space for the corner. We're going to work 2 half double crochets into that first chain space. We're going to jump over to the next strip and work 2 half double crochets into the next chain space. So we've just bridged the gap along the strip. Again, then we'll continue working 1 half double crochet along the top of this strip. So again, you might have to move your stitches out the way to find that first stitch, as it can be hidden. And we'll continue along, and we'll work this way along the top of every strip until we reach the final corner. So there's our last half double crochet worked. We've reached our corner. We'll work 1 half double crochet, chain 2, 1 half double crochet, and then we're going to work 1 half double crochet in every stitch down the side of our blanket. We're just going to repeat that all the way around. So we'll work 1 half double crochet in every stitch along the side. We'll half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet for the corner. We'll half double crochet in every stitch along the bottom until we get to a strip join, where we'll work 2 half double crochets in that first chain 2, 2 half double crochets in the second chain 2, and then continue on with 1 half double crochet until our final corner, where we'll half double crochet, chain 2, half double crochet, and then we'll work 1 half double crochet up the final side of our strip, and I'll meet you back as I'm finishing the end of this strip. So we are coming up to the last few stitches of this first round of the border. Then we are going to slip stitch to that first half double crochet that we made at the beginning to join. Then we're going to move on to round 2 of the border. So round 2 of the border actually starts in the corner. So we're going to slip stitch to move over. We're then going to chain 1, and this doesn't count as a stitch. We're going to double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet into that corner to create our corner. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip the first stitch and double crochet into the next. We'll chain 1, we'll skip the next stitch and work a double crochet into the next, and we're going to work this all the way across the top of our blanket. So chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. But depending on how many strips you've added will depend on your final stitch count. Because the stitches were of an odd number, you may find that you have an even stitch count, or you may find that you have an odd stitch count, and it doesn't really matter which one you have, as this round is very forgiving and accommodates both. If you have an even stitch count, your final stitch will finish in the last stitch of the row. If you have an odd stitch count, you'll find that your stitch finishes with 1 stitch to spare. Either way is absolutely fine. Ideally, you would want an odd stitch count so everything is perfectly even, but with this border, it hides it very well. So we're going to chain 1 and double crochet into that corner for an even stitch count, and you can see that it is very, very similar in size. If you had an odd stitch count, you would chain 1, skip that last stitch and work directly into the corner with your double crochet, your chain 2, and then work your double crochet. We'll then chain 1, we'll skip that first stitch, double crochet into the next, and we'll continue this all the way around the blanket. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet. And we're going to work this all the way around the blanket with a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the corner, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet along the side. We've worked our last double crochet. We're going to chain 1, and if you're on an even stitch count, you'll have nothing to skip, and we'll just slip stitch into that first double crochet we made. If you're on an odd stitch count, you will chain 1, skip the last stitch, and then slip stitch into that first double crochet that we created. And this will be what we're looking like so far. Now, if you find that your ends are curling up a little bit like this is, if you just give it a little stretch out, it will lay flat, and the next row will pull everything out again as well. So we're moving on to the third round of the border, and we again want to start this in the corner. So we're going to slip stitch into that corner chain space. We're going to chain 1, which again does not count as a stitch. We then want to work 2 half double crochets, chain 2, and then 2 half double crochets into that corner space. And then we're going to work 1 half double crochet in each stitch and chain space. So going just directly into that chain space, into the stitch, into the chain space. And we are going to work that all the way across the top of our blanket. When we reach the corner, we're going to work 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets, and then 1 half double crochet in every stitch and chain space. And we're just going to repeat this all the way around the blanket. So we've worked all of our stitches round. We're then just going to join with a slip stitch. And this is what we are looking like so far. And you can see that that extra round has now pulled out all the corners quite nicely. So we are moving on to the final round of the border. And again, we want to start in the corner chain space. So we're going to slip stitch until we get there. So in this case, it's 2 slip stitches. We'll chain 1, and this does not count as a stitch. And then working into that corner chain space, we are going to work 7 double crochets. So we have our 7 double crochets all worked into that corner. We're then going to skip our first stitch and single crochet into the stitch after. And that's just going to pull that curve round. We're then going to skip 2 stitches and double crochet 5 into the stitch after. We're then going to skip 2 and then single crochet. We'll skip 2 and work 5 double crochet into the same stitch. And we're going to repeat this across the top of our blanket. So we'll skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, 5 double crochet into the same stitch. So come to the end, we're going to skip the 2 and we're going to work 7 double crochet into that corner chain space. And again, we're going to skip 1, single crochet, skip 2, work 5 double crochet into the next stitch. Skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, 5 double crochet into the same stitch. Skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, 5 double crochet into the same stitch, and repeat this down. So here you can see that our single crochet has come directly before. It could be in the stitch before the last stitch. It again is quite a forgiving border based on your stitch count throughout the blanket, if you're doing extra repeats and things like that. So we've come to the last single crochet. We're then just going to work directly into that corner chain space for our 7 double crochets. We'll skip 1, single crochet, skip 2, 5 double crochet. And we'll just carry on in this fashion all the way around the blanket until we get back to the start. So coming up to the end of this side, so we're going to work our last set of 5 double crochets into the same stitch. We're then going to skip our 2 and work our single crochet, and instead of slip stitch into that first stitch to join, I like to do it with an invisible join. So I'm going to cut my yarn and I'm not going to join. I'm just going to pull up my loop. I'm going to get my needle and just thread my tail end onto the needle, and where our first stitch is of the round, I'm just going to go under both loops, back down the center of the stitch where our tail has come out of. I'm going to go through both of those loops and just push it down, and I'm going to pull it so that we've now created what looks like the top of a stitch. I'm just going to flip it over and secure my end in. You can go ahead and weave that in properly to secure it all. Once you're happy with how secure it is, you can snip your end. And once you've sewn in all of your ends, that is the basics of my Heart Mile a Minute blanket. I hope you found this video useful, and I look forward to seeing your makes. Please do consider liking and subscribing, as it really does help my channel out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!